Welcome to the quick hitter version of Buckets, Boards, and Blocks. I'm Monica McNutt alongside my co-host, King McClure. This week, we're joined by basketball news writer and host of the Dunker Spot, Nekias Duncan, and he gets into the details of why he hates soft switching, particularly in the Dallas Clippers matchup.
My guy Luka Doncic went stupid last night, but what's up with the Clippers? Like, I what's good with the Clippers? Like, was it Doc or was it just PG and Kawhi? Like, what's up with the Clippers?
I think the most important thing here is that the Clippers just don't have an answer for Luka. Like, the switching isn't working, or I should say the soft switching definitely isn't working. They're allowing Luka to kind of dictate whatever matchup he wants to go after. And then the Clippers are left scrambling from there because he always picks out like the smaller guy or just the flat out worst defender on the perimeter. And once he's able to gain an advantage, he can fling passes across the lot. He can't finish at the rim. If it's a smaller dude on him, puts him on his hip, he posts them up. And the Clippers just don't know what to do with that. And once you combine that with the fact that Dallas is hitting just about everything from three, it's just an avalanche.
Who'd you pick in that series?
I picked the Clippers in 6.
All right, Clippers in 6. Do you now predict that to go otherwise? I mean, it's going to take more than 6.
I'm feeling a little bit uneasy about it, honestly. I mean, I guess the encouraging thing is that the Clippers were able to score at a pretty high rate in game 2. And they did not score well against Dallas during the regular season series at all, even in one of the wins. Like, I think they only got up to like 109 points in that win, if I remember correctly. But they got to figure out something with the defense. Like, I don't know what the answer is. Like, I lost my mind. I was able to catch the back end of that game in particular, or for game 2, since I was watching the Lakers-Suns game first. The amount of time that I've seen a point guard matched up on Luka is infuriating. To have Reggie Jackson on the court with another small guard, like you can't have Reggie Jackson and Patrick Beverley on the court at the same time.
But
like
listen. Here's my thing. We got a team full of quote unquote defenders. You got Patrick Beverley, you have Rajon Rondo, you have Kawhi, you got PG, you got Serge Ibaka. These guys have been known for their defense. So I don't understand like how they can get cooked this bad by Luka. Is Luka that good? Or is it just the scheme or what? Because I'm not understanding when you have those caliber defenders, those who made a career off of playing defense, and they are getting cooked 2 games in a row. Let's talk about that a little bit.
I mean, to answer all those questions, the short answer is yes, because it's a little bit of all of it. Like, it's cool to put Kawhi Leonard on Luka Doncic, or it's cool to put Paul George on Luka Doncic. But that doesn't matter if you're going to switch literally everything, because all Luka's going to do is call for a small guard to screen for him. And then with no resistance at all, they're just going to switch the matchup. So it just kind of neutralizes what PG or Kawhi can do on ball. And that's why I made a point at the end of the show. It's not necessarily the switching, it's the soft switching. Like, it's fine to switch actions if a screen is set and you want to keep things in front. If a guy just walks into the general vicinity and then you switch the matchup anyway, there's no work being done. And then Luka is just able to establish a rhythm. Like, that's what happened in game 1. Like, it wasn't necessarily that Zubac did a bad job on him. It's that Zubac is going to give him a little bit of cushion because he's a 5. And the Clippers did not make him work at all to get that matchup. And once Luka got going on those step backs and the ridiculous shots he was making in the first quarter, it was just an avalanche for the rest of the game. So game 2, it's mostly the same thing. It's Luka just running a high screen and roll, picking out whatever matchup he wants, and the Clippers are just giving it to him on a platter. He establishes a rhythm, and then once you start sending those late doubles that didn't really work or try to mix up the coverages there, he's able to make passes and the shooters get in rhythm. And once everyone's in rhythm, there's only so much you can do.
So you're saying that the Clippers just need to make a schematic physical adjustment and are not necessarily of the camp that this team just doesn't have it in terms of competitiveness, grit, and all those things?
Yeah, I think it's more scheme to that. Like, I don't think they're folding mentally or anything like that. It's just they're not putting enough pressure on Luka. Like, I think it's fine to switch because you don't want to play drop defense against him. Like, he's just too good of a passer to make that work. And like, even with the traps, it's really coming down to timing. Like, if it comes too early, he's able to see where it's coming from and you can pick it out. And if it's coming too late, then your defense, like the backline rotations behind the trap, aren't necessarily great. So they need to tighten that up a little bit. But it's just a switching. Like, if you're going to switch, only switch when you get hit with a screen. Like, that's fine. You can't just they are giving it up way too easily.
If you'd like to hear more from our conversation with Nekias Duncan, check out the full version of Buckets, Boards, and Blocks presented by Pure Hoops Media, and we're on YouTube, Digital Baby. Let's go.